Hey, this is Sam. Welcome back to the second lecture of the JavaScript course. Before we begin, let's revise what we have learned in the last video. We started by asking a simple question: what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a programming language. And what is programming language? Programming language is the one which is used to communicate to the computer. But computer don't understand human language. So computer understands just zeros and ones called binary. For that case, compiler and interpreter are helping us as a translator. And we have learned how to write JavaScript and where to write JavaScript. How can we write JavaScript? In three ways: internal, external, and inline. Where to write JavaScript? We can write JavaScript in HTML head and HTML body. Now, we need to know what is a program. Program can be otherwise referred as source code. And what is a program? Program is a set of instruction which is given to the computer to perform the specific task. In order to understand the program, we need to understand its architecture. For example, program is like an English article. In order to write an article, we need to know the English letters, we need to know the words and its formation, and most importantly, grammar. In the same way, to write a program, we need to know its grammar called syntax. As I said earlier, syntax is like grammar for any programming language. And it is the rules defined for writing a JavaScript program. Let me show you some basic rules for writing a JavaScript program. In a JavaScript program, all the statements ends with a semicolon, and it's not a mandatory, and blank spaces may be inserted between words, and you can write one or more statements in the same line, separating them with a semicolon. These are all the basic rules for writing the JavaScript program. Now we understand learning the syntax of the language is the basic criteria to write a program. If you want to write an article, you should be good at English, alphabets, words, and grammars. At this point, I want to teach you two important components which we need to understand. First one is character sets, and second one, tokens. Let me give you some basic idea about these two items before we get into the details. Take a look at this example sentence: the meeting is held in 2017. To frame this word, we need these letters: T, H, E, M, E, E, T, I, N, G, and so on. In English, there are 26 alphabets available for us to use. And 2017 is the number which is made up of numerical digits 0 to 9. So character set is basically the letters we are allowed to use while we write a program. Let's look at another example now. We have the statement: the dog chased the cat. Again, this is made up of character sets only, but the point is, to frame a basic sentence in English, we need to have subject plus verb combination or subject plus verb plus object combination, something like that. Basically, it's a higher level segregation. Now we will discuss these things in detail. Character set. It is the fundamental raw material for any programming language. It is used to represent the information. In other words, set of characters used to construct the program statements are called character sets. Let me repeat this point. The set of characters used to construct the program statements are called character sets. Types of character sets: source character set, execution character set. As I said earlier, these are allowed characters to write a program. It's used to construct the program statements. We are allowed to use alphabets, both upper and lower cases. We are allowed to use numbers 0 to 9. White spaces are allowed. Special characters such as plus, minus, asterisk, slash. These special characters are allowed. And execution character set. Execution character set is completely different from the source character set. It will have effect only in the execution time. It will be employed only at the time of execution. This set of characters are also called as non-graphic characters because these characters are invisible and cannot be printed or displayed directly on the screen. These characters will have effect when the program is being executed. Execution character sets are always represented by the represented by a backslash followed by a character. These are also called escape sequences. Here is some examples to understand the execution character set. Take an example /n. /n backslash n stands for new line. /t stands for tab. These characters will not be visible when you execute the when you execute the code. You cannot see /n, we cannot see the /t when you execute the code, but you will see the effect of these particular characters. So that's why this is called execution character set. Let's move on to the higher level segregation called tokens. Any JavaScript program comprised of these things: comments, keywords, literals, identifiers, operators, and expression. Let's examine them one by one. Comments. These are all the set of statements which will be ignored while executing the code. In other words, these are all the non-executable parts of the program. These comments will be included in two ways: single line comment and multi-line comment. Comments are used to specify the name of the program, author, and other details, and so on. Comments are very helpful in identifying the program features and understanding the logic of the program. The interpreter will ignore these comments. In this piece of JavaScript code, we have both single line and multi-line comments. I just added random text in that comments. For single line comment, we need to use double slash as depicted in this picture. For multi-line comments, we need to enclose the comments with a slash asterisk and asterisk slash as depicted in the screenshot. Next, keywords. Keywords are the basic building blocks for the programming statements. These are the reserved words, so you are restricted to use these keywords for your variables, arrays, functions, and objects. These keywords have standard and predefined meaning which cannot be changed. These are all the available keywords in the JavaScript. We will use these keywords while we write a program. Next, literals. The items whose values cannot be changed during the execution of program are called literals, otherwise constants. It can be classified into three: integer, float, and string. Integer constant. Integer constant is the sequence of digits. Integer is nothing but the whole number, which means no decimal point in it. For instance, 345 and 45,323 and so on. These are all the integer constants. Float constant. Float constant is the sequence of digits with the presence of decimal point. For example, 345.34, 90.23 and so on. String constant. String constants are the sequence of characters enclosed by a single or double quotes. For example, I want to write my name in a program. In that case, I need to use this string literals. And identifiers. Identifiers are the names given to the various program elements such as variables, arrays, functions, objects, and so on. Identifier consists of letters and digits. First character should be a letter. Both upper and lower cases can be used, and underscore can be used, and it is considered as letter. No spaces are allowed in identifiers. Any special characters cannot be used. Identifier cannot be a keyword. Operator. Operators is a symbol that tells the computer to perform certain mathematical or logical manipulation. The data items that operator acts upon are called operands. Some operators require two operands called binary operator. Some operators require one operand called unary operator. And these are the examples for the operators: plus, minus, and multiplication symbol, division symbol. You know all these operators. Finally, expressions. Expression represents data item such as variables, constants, and are interconnected with operator as per the syntax of the language. An expression is evaluated using the assignment operator. For example, plus will perform the addition, minus will perform the subtraction, and all other operators will perform the corresponding operations. Let's review what are the things we have learned in this lesson. Program. It can be written using a character set. There are two types, source character set and second one is execution character set. Programs can be written using alphabets A to Z, both capital and small letters, and numbers 0 to 9, and white spaces can be used, and you can use special characters and escape sequences. Escape sequences are invisible characters. Finally, any JavaScript program comprises of comments. There are two kinds of comments, single line comment and multi-line comment. When you add comments in a single line, it is called single line comments. This will be added using double slash. When you add comments in multiple lines, then it will be referred as multi-line comments. This can be added using slash asterisk and asterisk slash. Keywords. Keywords are the reserved words and it has standard and predefined meaning. Literals. These items whose values cannot be changed during the execution. There are integer literals, floating point literals, and string literals. Identifiers. These are the names which is given to the various program elements such as variables, functions, and so on. Operators. Operator is the symbol which operates the operands to perform mathematical or logical manipulation. Expressions. Expressions are the combinations of variables, literals interconnected with the operator. It can be evaluated using assignment operator. Please go through the topics again and try to understand each and every component of the JavaScript program. From the next lesson, we are going to start writing the JavaScript program. So get ready, we are going to get our hands dirty by writing some programs. I'll meet you again in the next video lesson. Thank you, bye-bye.